Right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Thank you, Martin and Tim, that is on, and all the other people. I know it's a difficult time on a Friday, but we do record, and then it will be available in the playlist on YouTube. I'm going to immediately hand over after I said a few words to Martin. He's got a lot of information to share with us. Basically, for the people that's already on Vidilook. As you know, my team decided to register me. That profile is running. We are going to also build now under Martin and Tim, where the first profile we're going to register this weekend will be Yuri van Altena. You've heard that name before, very close friend of mine, who I've given the tools to rescue himself, and he's doing a splendid job of that. And then we'll load from there under Yuri, and then work according to the strategy that Martin is going to explain more in detail to you today. All right, Martin, over to you. You can share, so you fine. Have fun. Dazzle us.
Great. Thanks a lot, Stefan. Well, Tim here quickly, just to introduce, because quite a few of you, a number of you do know me already.
Yes.
Yeah. So Martin Mester has been a business partner, mentor, coach of mine for since I had hair. So many years. He's a great strategist. He's a family man. He's a grandfather. He's a businessman, traditional business, property as well. Huge expansive experience as an entrepreneur and an expert in online business platforms, opportunities, network marketing. And there's a huge amount of similarity there with Stefan in that he's a phenomenal strategist. So for any strategies on how to maximize the benefits and returns on online platforms, be it that it's cryptocurrencies or investments or Vidilook style platforms, any of these, my go-to guy is Martin. So it's phenomenal for him to be here. Thanks, Martin, for giving up some of your Friday afternoon. Normally, I know you want to be on the golf course. I guess that's already done now. But you're going to share with us some great strategies of how to maximize what is actually happening with Vidilook here. Over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. And I'm just keeping my camera off to save a little bit of bandwidth. Yes, good day, everybody, and nice to be on the call. And it's great to be with you. We've been in the crypto space now for, I think it was since 2017. And as some of you might have known or might know, being in the crypto space, there's always ups and downs. And we've been through all of them. And probably the most important thing about all these platforms that we share on a regular basis is that the strategy is probably more important than the platform itself, because we know these platforms come and go. So my business partner and I put together a platform that we own called Amara Capital, where people can actually take money that they have in excess and safely put it into something that over a longer term will in fact generate some form of income. So we provide a remarkable and exceptional investment opportunity, a solid foundation for individuals looking to invest and diverse the range of assets. And that's really what it's all about today. We have these opportunities where periodically they come along, they make a lot of money, and people tend to up their lifestyles rather than take that money and do a decent strategy of paying off debt. Because we know that these platforms generate decent cash. So the problem is they come with inherent risk, and of course they have a limited lifespan. So our investment option is to utilize these short-term profits and reinvest them into something that is going to be more of a long-term nature, like for argument's sake, gold and silver, which you can see down the bottom. We've had these molds made. So on an Empire, we have a Bitcoin and we have a DC gold. The gold coin is actually in gold. That's 1 ounce for all of them. So invest in these things. You can buy gold as well if you like in just little balls that look like little einies. You could do that too in its raw state. But we suggest that you take some of the money that you're making from these long-term investments, or should I say these quick cash flow generating machines, and put it into something that's going to last a little bit longer. So of course we also have properties and commodities in which we trade, and this approach generates a long-term passive income. Now guys, this is probably the most important slide of the whole thing, is because we just know that going through all these crypto platforms that we have, we generate huge amounts of money. What people tend to do is they uplift their lifestyle, and when these platforms disappear, and they will at some point, then they're stuck with all the toys that they've bought and no income, and they're just pretty much worse off than where they were. So we have a strategy to move you forward from there. and I'm going to share that with you as we go through this presentation. So Amara Capital, just for those who know, you would like to take a screenshot of this, you're more than welcome to. But Amara Capital is a primary co-op, so it's set up as a co-op, and effectively you become a member of that co-op. It costs you 150 Rand a year. That allows us legally to move funds and manage funds for our clients and give you that return. But today we're here to speak about Vidilook. Now, Vidilook is typically one of those businesses that generate cash flow very, very quickly. And I'm going to read through this little slide. You can read the first paragraph. I'm just going to go to the second paragraph because I think that's pretty important as well. But over the last 2 years, there's a team of 189 engineers who created the Vidilook global platform, which prides itself in open, transparent, and peer-to-peer transactions. They utilize a smart contract to decentralize features of the blockchain and join advertisers. Now, that is people obviously that advertise on the platform, and of course, traffic, which is you and I, without the involvement of intermediaries. Okay, now, what does that actually mean? Well, if you've gone onto YouTube in any past few days or months or whatever, you would have noticed that when you go onto YouTube, there's a little ad that plays, a little annoying ad for about 10 minutes or so. And that ad, once it's finished, you click on skip ad. And of course, you then go and look at the content that you actually want to look at in the first place. Now, what Vidilook has done is they've taken the YouTube part out of the equation and they've put you into that equation so that you, in fact, get paid for watching the video. And that's pretty much how it works. So the startup with Vidilook is for free. So what happens is when you register with Vidilook, you will get what they call a VDL token. It's called a Vidilook token. And if you start off for free, you just register and you are limited to your activity that you can do. So you'll see at point number 2, you'll have global brands and top strategic partners. So you'll see at the bottom, it says TikTok, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. So those are all partners with Vidilook. You register and receive VDL tokens. So you get paid in these VDL tokens. And of course, if you do not subscribe to a package that you can purchase, in other words, you just become a free viewer, then you're getting one transaction per day, which is one video per day, and you're making approximately 15 cents per day. Now, if there's anybody out there who's like me, who doesn't think that 15 cents a day is going to make any sort of financial freedom, then obviously you want to subscribe to a package. And of course, if you look at the bottom of the page where it says note, join for free and receive 15 US cents per day by watching a video. But subscribers are rewarded for 30 cents. So that's double for each video and make 3% daily on the value of their subscription. So 3% daily is 90% a month. Now, if you think that's a good idea, which I do, then you probably want to subscribe. So let's just have a look at some of the tokenomics. Firstly, we're looking on the right-hand side of the screen where you see everything in blue. It's the money has been, or the tokens have been divided up into various pools. 20% goes to staking, 15% to company tokens, and technical team effectively gets 15. Now, at this stage, those tokens are not available to us. What is available to us is obviously the stuff on the left-hand side, where you're looking at about 100 million tokens that will be issued over time. 30% is for watching the videos, and 20% is for building the network. So that is where we want to focus on today, because just watching the videos is very lucrative. And of course, if you do decide to build a network, then the additional 20% of tokens can be added to your portfolio. The question is just now, where do I start? And how does it actually work? And this I'm going to unpack as we go through the presentation. So just as an example, if you decide to start off on a 1-star package, which will cost you $50, the company gives you 2 times the money, all right? So you'll be getting $100 back for the $50 that you bought, but you're getting it back at $1.50 per day, which basically tells you it's almost 3 months that you're going to, earn $1.50. So it's not really, if you don't have a lot of money, that's probably not a bad place to start, but for our purposes and the kind of strategy that we're implying at the moment, that's not going to work. And it goes for the second package as well, where we're looking at $150, where you get 3 times your money. So you're getting $450, but you get it back at $4.50 a day, which basically means that 100 days, just over 3 months, you're getting 3 times your money. It's not a bad idea, but of course, and you'll see in a second why I say it's not a great place to start when I go through this presentation, and you'll see exactly why the 3-star and the 4-star is probably the best option. So the 3-star, where you're paying $500 for the package, $2,000 is the reward. So it's 4x, and you're getting that back at $15 a day. And of course, the premium place to want to start would be the 4-star package, the 4-star, which is a $1,500 package. And of course, you're getting 5x on that package. So they're going to give you $7,500, which you will earn at $45 per day. Now, at the bottom of the note, it says, watching daily ads to receive the reward of 3% of your subscription value. So if you take 3% of your total, that will give you the $45. You'll receive the value of your subscription in 33 days. It is actually 36 days because there are some costs when you sell your VDL tokens into dollars. So we like to say 36 days. So that is your risk, 36 days. And by holding the token, the appreciation of the value of the VDL would increase over time. All right. When we started off in the 14th of February, the VDL token was worth 24 cents. Currently, it's worth I think it's just over 60, close to 70 cents at the moment. Okay, so that's quite an increase already. So just by holding the tokens, not only does the value go up, but you'll see you're going to get rewarded for holding them too. So let's just have a look at the strategy we're going to put into place. It's very important to figure out where you want to start. We have made certain recommendations, but obviously you need to start where you can afford and where you're comfortable. In our team, we assist certain people on getting started. But here's the thing, it says, please note, okay, when you purchase your second package, so let's say for argument's sake, you start off on the $500 package. And when you have to rebuy, because it's going to run out in about 3 or 4 months, when you have to rebuy your package, you can only buy a package which is larger than your person that has invited you. So either the same or larger. Now, let's say for argument's sake, your upline has put you in the business. They have bought a $1,500 package, which most of my people start off on. And if you come in with a $500 package, when that $500 package runs out, you have to purchase a $1,500 package. And therein lies the problem that if you buy a $50 or $150 package, you just are not going to have enough money to go up to the $1,500. So we suggest that's where you start, $500 and a $1,500. Obviously, that's also where you maximize the commissions that are available, because you get a 10% direct commission on people that repurchase the packages, as well as for the very first person that you introduce into the business. Okay, so we recommend starting at the $500 and $1,500 package. So let's just have a look and see what the potential earnings are if you start off on a $500 package. And these strategies, by the way, I've put together for people that might not really want to consider networking. They're not the networkers. They perhaps just individuals that maybe shy away from speaking to people. If you're that kind of person, it's fine. You can make some decent money too. We do find that as people start earning some cash flow on these packages, that you start speaking to a spouse or a mom or a dad or something else, and that's great. And that's pretty much where most people actually start. So let's just have a look at a 3-star package where you purchase a package for $500. The company gives you 4x, which is $2,000. You're earning that $2,000 back at $15 a day. And it says that after 36 days, you have now recovered your capital. Guys, this is a very important stat to actually look at, because most platforms, if it takes you, a couple of years to recover cash flow, the question you've got to ask yourself, will the company still be around by then? And when you're looking at 36 days of risk, and it says their withdrawals can be done weekly, which means every time you do a withdrawal, you are lowering your risk because you're getting your capital back. Now, I made a withdrawal today, and within half an hour, the money was in my wallet. So it goes very quickly because we use the Tron network, and the fees are also quite low. But let's have a look at some of the return that you can look at as far as a 3-star package is concerned. So if you have $15 that you're getting per day, and let's just say you do that for 30 days, and of course you're earning dollars, so the Rand exchange is around about 18. I know at the moment it's a little bit higher, but let's just work on 18. And this is USDT, not dollars, the US dollars, by the way, so there's a difference. But you'll be earning about $8,000 a month just on that package. Now, let's say you decide to do that for a month, and after the 30-day period or 36-day period, you have your funds back. You now decide to register your spouse, okay? Well, it says there now that your earnings are $9,531, because the package that your spouse will get will be the same as yours. They'll be earning $8,100, but there is a 15% commission on your downline, the first we call it front line, the first level, that is watching videos. So of course you're making an extra 1,000 odd rands a month just by other people watching videos. And of course, if that now after 2 months pans out and it runs like we suggested would, then your earnings would be approximately 17,600. Now, guys, this is something that, I just want to bring your attention to. I mean, for most people in the crypto market, they look at 17,000 Rand and go, okay, whatever. It's not a lot of money. But I think if you just, think about it for 1 second and, think about it in your job terms or work terms. If you had to go to your boss tomorrow and say to him, hey, listen, I need a 17,000 Rand increase, when do you think it'll be possible? I don't think you're going to get a very favorable response. And when you look at what you have to do in this little business to, basically put in about 9,000 Rands to get a 17,000 Rand return, because remember, you're using the platform's money to generate the second package. And for the amount of work that you have to do, which is literally on this package, watching 10 minutes of videos per day, per package, for 20 minutes of work, earning 17 or generating 17,000 Rands a month, I think is a pretty good deal. Okay, so let's just unpack that little strategy very quickly. You could perhaps do this. You could say to yourself, okay, I'm taking that $500 package, and for the next 100 days, I'm going to get $15 a day. And instead of buying the smaller packages, I'm just going to buy the $1,500 package. And what your earnings would look like then is that you'd have the $15 from your original package, plus the $45 from the package that you've just purchased, which gives you $60 a day. You multiply that by the amount of days, 30 and 18, looks at 32,400. Okay. Now, what happens with the package that you just previously bought, the $500 package? Well, that's going to run out in around about 8 days. And of course, 8 times 60, because that's what you're earning, is another $480. Obviously you can still use a little bit of money from the $1,500 package. But the $500 that you're going to get in the next 8 or 9 days, what happens if you reinvest that? In other words, you open up a position on your front line for your wife, for your spouse, or your kids, or whatever the case might be. And all of a sudden, you're now earning the $45 from the $1,500 package. Now, bear in mind, you bought that package with your profits. It's taken you 3 months, but that's where you are. You now have $15 from the package you've just purchased, which is a 3-star $500 package. But because you earn a commission of 15% on that $15 package, that's an additional $2.25. Now, that doesn't seem like a huge amount of money, but that is per day. And of course, if you multiply that whole lot by 30 days and 18, you're looking at about 33,600. But the very first person that you put into the business, you see you'll get a 10% direct commission. So that's another $50. So your actual earning there is around about, for the first month, is about 34,500. Obviously, then it reverts back to the 33. And you can pretty much continue doing this until you reach your goal. Now, I did something very similar. I used the bigger package, and I'm going to share exactly what my strategy was. But let's just move on to the $1,500 package, because here you're getting 5 times your money, which is a $7,500. Okay. Of course, you're getting it back at $45 per day. Once more, and I'm going to say this repeatedly, is that you're recovering your capital in 36 days. And of course, if you withdraw weekly, then of course you're lowering your risk. Now, a $1,500 package is $45 a day times 30 days times 18, which is about 24,000 Rands. Okay. And of course, the same thing, after 36 days, remove that money, sponsor your spouse in the business. That'll be an additional 27,945, which equates to the 24 plus the commission that you're earning from your wife's package. And of course, that is 52,000 Rand a month, just by you and your spouse watching videos on a daily basis. This will take you probably about an hour a day. Okay. And well, if you're very clever, it'll probably even be less. Let's just unpack that for you very quickly, just that you understand how the money works. So after 34 days, or 36 days rather, you withdraw the $1,500. You then reposition that on your front line, which means you're now earning $45 on your package, $45 on your wife's package. The $6.75 is in fact the commission that you're earning from your wife's package, or your spouse in this case, perhaps. And of course, that is $96.75 times 30 times 18. That is your 52,000. And of course, the 10% that you now get is on $1,500. That's $150. So therefore, just say round it up to 55,000 once off, and then 52 thereafter. Now, guys, this is a pretty decent amount of money. I mean, I don't know too many people who actually earn this type of money in their jobs, to be quite honest. You might not like the waiting, of 36 days. You might say, okay, fine. What happens if I buy a $500 package on my spouse's position? Of course, the numbers change slightly. Then earning $15 per day plus $2.25 commission. And of course, you also receive the 10% commission every time they rebuy. And of course, the once off. And of course, this you can continue to do until you've reached your goal. And that I would suggest you sit down with the person who invited you that can share perhaps, based on, your experience in the business, who you know, your financial position, etc. They can in fact then, help you to make the right decision. All right. Now, everything up until this point was for those people who, didn't really like networking. They were the people that are very melancholy. They, prefer sitting in front of the computer and don't really want to speak to too many people. But if there are people out there like myself, and I know a few other people like Tim as well, we want to use leverage, and we want to help a lot of people. We want to help them grow in their financial status. So we want to go out there and we want to use a little bit of networking. Now, if you do decide to do that, then there are 4 commissions that are going to get paid to you on top of what you're really earning just by watching the videos. And the first commission is a direct commission, which ranges from 10% to 30%. I'll unpack this in the next few slides. Then you get a commission up to 3 levels deep, which we call a generational commission. You then get a group commission, syndicate commission. Okay, terrible word, syndicate, but anyway, it's a team commission, and that goes on forever. So it doesn't matter how deep your team goes, you'll get paid on that as well. And then, of course, the token appreciation. Now, token appreciation basically means that the value of the coin appreciates over time. And not only do you get the value of the token increasing in price, but you also get a commission paid on that as well. All right, so let's have a look at the direct commission very quickly. If you look at the top block on the left-hand side, the very first person that you introduce into the business, assuming that you're on a 3-star and they sign up on a 3-star, you're going to get a 10% commission, which is basically $50. And of course, it continues all the way to position number 5 in increments of 5%. Now, here's the thing. At number 5, you're getting a 30% reward, or should I say direct commission, on the person starting up fee. Now, let's say for argument's sake, they start off on a $1,500 package, and you put them in at number 5, and that 5 says 5 plus, it goes to infinity. You are in fact making $450. And that $450 doesn't come from the person, it actually comes from the company. So it's not like you taking money away from the downline. It is, in fact, is extra money that the company is actually giving to you. And it says at the bottom of the note, the above example is based on the 3-star rated package. All rewards will be paid in VDL tokens. So you in fact get paid in VDL tokens, which can be exchanged into US dollars on the platform. Very important. You do not have to withdraw in VDL tokens. You actually convert it on the platform. There's a cost for that. That's why I said earlier on, it doesn't take 33 days, it takes 36. That's 5%. But you convert it into USDT, you use the Tron network, and then you can withdraw your money from the platform. And of course, it says the referral rewards are 10% for any resubscriptions. Resubscription is when your package runs out and you rebuy it, which I did mention earlier on. All right, so let's have a look at the generational rewards. Now, when you start sponsoring people on your front line and they, for argument's sake, buy a $1,500 package, they are earning $45 per day. You are getting 15% of the $45, which in this instant equates to $6.75. Now, that also doesn't seem like a huge amount of money until you say, well, what is that monthly? And you multiply that by 30 and then by 18 again, it actually adds up quite quickly. And of course, if you have 10 of those on your front line, that makes a hell of a difference. The coin holding, you can see you get 0.1% of people in your team that are actually holding the coins. Now, bear in mind, the value of the coins are going up. So as the people are watching videos and they're accumulating more tokens, not only is the price going up, but because the price is going up and you're getting 1%, your value for your coin holding also goes up. And of course, on your second generation, you're getting 5%. The coin holding stays the same. And the third generation, you make 3%. So it says the direct referrer receives the rewards that are generated from the generations of 3-star rated viewers by them watching the videos and holding the token. So basically, you're getting paid for other people watching videos. Very simple. Now, this is where the money starts to make really, really good differences to your earnings. The first level in the business is when you come into the business. Obviously, you haven't sponsored anybody in the team. You're just what they call a viewer. But when you get to 10 people that you refer to the business, and that collective volume of those 10 people are in fact $7,000 plus. Okay, it has to be $7,000 plus from those 10 people. In other words, you can sponsor 2 people at 1.5 and the rest at a $500. That will get you to the $7,000 mark. You're basically getting a 3% override on everything that they earn. Now, we were kind of wondering how much that was in rands and cents. It took me 4 weeks to get there. I'm sure some of you will do it a lot quicker. But in the beginning, it was about 15,000 Rand. Well, 4 weeks from that, it's gone up to 31,000 Rand because my team has grown. So that is quite a significant amount of income, purely just for putting 10 people in your business. Now, I didn't put in 10, I put in a few more. And of course, the last block on the right-hand side, it says the daily holding coins reward, 0.1%. What does that mean? It's exactly the same as the previous slide, but this is in addition to that, you're getting another 1%, 0.1% of the people holding the coins in your whole entire team. Okay, this is just not for 3 levels deep. This is as far as the thing goes down, you will be getting that 1% overriding. Now, of course, if you decide that you want to build this network and you want to go intermediate, where you have 3 people that have just put 10 people on their front line, then, of course, you're going to double your daily rewards. And my upline did that just about 2 days ago. And it was a significant amount of money that increased, a huge amount of money, okay? So it is very rewarding. So just have a look at the special notes down the bottom. It says the number 1, the direct referral reward is calculated by 10% of the direct referral subscribed for the second time. The star rating of the referrer cannot be lower than the direct. Now, I've mentioned this before, that if you are a 3-star $500, and you, in fact, sponsor somebody who is a 4-star, in other words, $1,500, they give you 7 days to upgrade your package to a $1,500. Otherwise, the commission that you would have earned, that gets, the coins, in fact, get burned. Okay, and you'll see there where it says there, referrer cannot be lower than direct referrer, otherwise the reward will be pending for 7 days. So you have 7 days to increase your package from a 3-star to a 4-star. And of course, the rewards generated, the rewards above that are generated limited to the purchase of the package will be replaced by pending status in 7 days. Exactly what I just said. In order to claim the pending rewards, the viewer must subscribe to the package. All right, so that's pretty much what I said. Okay, the last amount of tokens, or last commission rather, that you can earn is by, in fact, just holding the token. Now, these guys are predicting, if you look at the very bottom, it says the VL tokens represent the fees paid by advertisers. Guys, this is very important to understand, because, you know, the more people that are looking at videos, there are fees that are paid, which is directly proportional to the value of the video. So if the coin is going to be increased, it means that more people are wanting the coins. Number one, there is a limited supply, but it's also pegged to the amount of fees that are generated by people actually paying for advertising. So this ensures that the token will hold its true value. And it says there, it is anticipated that in 2023, there'll be over 1 million registered users, and the number will increase almost 100 to 1,000 times. Now, I can tell you now, from when we started off, it already went up 3x, okay, from 24 cents to just over, I think it's just under 7 cents at the moment. So just by holding a certain amount of tokens on the platform, you can, in fact, just increase the amount of dollars that you do have when you cash them out. All right, and in closing, I just want to share with you what you can potentially earn if you had to put a bit of a structure together. Obviously, you know, certain things vary, but let's just have a look at a person that sponsors 5 people. Now, let me give you some idea of what I did. So I started off in the $1,500 package. I put my wife in the business on my first level, and I put my 3 daughters and my granddaughter in as well, and one of my friends. And that pretty much gave me 5. And that I did literally within just a week or so of starting off the business. So once more, when you start off on a $1,500 package, your daily reward is $45. You get to recover your reward in 36 days, so you can recover your capital. And of course, if you do withdraw every single week, and guys, I mention this all the time because I want you to understand you cannot make profits until you have your capital back. It's very simple, okay? So many of people have just compounded, and the platform disappears in 6 months to a year's time, and they've actually compounded wonderfully well, but actually got no money out, okay? So don't make that mistake. All right, so if you just decide to sponsor 5 people on your front line, this is the kind of money that you can expect. You're earning $45 times 30 days, so you're earning your 24,000. We spoke about that. But of course, if you register your spouse plus 1 person on the 4-star, so that's 2 people on the 1.5 package and the rest of them on the 3-star package, then you earn, between you and your wife, $45 times 2 per day. Of course, you're getting commission on your spouse plus the 1, so that's $6.75 times 2, times about 13, times about 18, you're looking at about 56,000. Of course, you're earning $2.25 on the 3-star packages, so there's another 3,600. And of course, the direct commission that you would have accumulated, now you obviously depends on who started first, but it's kind of an average. But that'll give you around about 75,000. I mean, that's not a bad little place to start by sponsoring some of your family members, okay? And of course, thereafter, because you only get the direct commission once off, you receive 59,000. Now, guys, 60K a month for watching a few videos, I still think it's very worthwhile. But what happens if you start off on a $1,500 package? Well, you'll see there the same thing, 24,300. We spoke about that before. But the commission works out now is that you and your wife still earning your $45 times 2, but you're getting $6.75 for the other 7 people. So you can see that is now 74,000. You're still getting your 2.25 times 3 for your 3-star packages, but the syndicate commission has now kicked in. So there's another 15,000 Rand. And of course, the commission, because you now got 10 on your front line, is significantly higher as well. So you're looking there at a package of about 150 once off, and thereafter very close to 92,000 Rands a month. Guys, this is significant. You know, 100,000 Rand a month for putting 10 people into a business, and there's no selling here. And so once people join the business, it's not like they're going to go sell lotions and potions to anybody. All they're going to do is watch a couple of videos. And what that basically means is it is a very duplicatable business. It is very simple to duplicate because it's not technical. Yes, you are working crypto, so if you don't understand that, your upline will teach you that. But the bottom line is what you have to do is very, very simple. And this thing duplicates really, really quickly. And I can tell you, we've seen how this business has duplicated from some of the people that I've introduced. And of course, you know, some of my upline peoples as well. Just a little bit of caution, perhaps. You know, a lot of people like to do research on the internet. I can tell you now, Behind MLM is probably the biggest one that smears every single network marketing business that comes on. And the thing about Behind MLM is they're probably about 90% correct most of the time, because they predict that these things are all going to implode because they're all Ponzi's, and, you know, they carry on and carry on. And, you know, when you do read the website, and you can go read this one if you like, you'll see that a lot of inaccuracies are there. But the reason they are correct is because most of the time when these companies close down, it's not because the company was bad or that the directors were bad or, you know, they did something. I mean, there is a small percentage of that, but most of the time it's because governments are threatened by cryptos. And of course, what they then do is the first thing they say is money laundering. And, you know, they use all the regulation that they possibly can muscle up to, you know, scare off investors, which, you know, they successfully do sometimes. And then, of course, you know, we'll turn around and say, okay, but we'll KYC, so you can see we're not money laundering. That's okay. But then they'll continue. And of course, that's how the businesses fold. And we know that between a year and a half, that is normally when, you know, things start going south and, you know, investors start pulling out. So we're just saying, you know, the strategy here, and if you look at the very bottom, is get in and get your capital back. Now you're playing with the casino's money. The next thing you want to consider doing is getting rid of debt. And the reason I say that is very simply because most people can live on a salary or their wage if they just didn't have a bond to pay, if they didn't have the car payment, and they probably didn't have the credit card payments or account payments, okay? They could live on that. The problem is that when you start getting this kind of money, what do? Instead of paying off the debt, we go and buy the toys. And of course, in a year's time, or maybe 2 years' time, or, you know, whenever this platform does disappear, you end up with all the toys, but you still got all the debt, which was easy to service when you had all the money. But now the money's gone and you got additional debt. Okay. And that is where most people come a cropper. So do yourself the favor, get rid of debt. Yes, it's going to take you a few months longer. And if it's going to take you too long, then go out there and aggressively network this business. But once you've got some cash flow that you've paid off your debt and you're now living within your means, take some of that money and aggressively invest it into something that is going to generate you a long-term income. Now, that could be the Mara Capital that my partner and I started off. It could be that you buy shares in Old Mutual. You know, you could be buying gold and silver. You could buy some cryptos. You could invest in shares into business. I mean, I don't really mind what you do with the money. It's yours. You can do whatever you like. I'm just making some suggestions that we don't want to get trapped into this position again in a year's time or 2 years' time. We'll be looking for the next money generator because we didn't use the money that we received from here properly. So my suggestion would be is that if this made a little bit of sense to you, is to get a link from the person that introduced us to you and register. It's a free registration. The next thing you do is you download the Vidilook app from Play Store, and you then go through the newbie section, which is the section that is an introduction to what we actually do on the platform. There, they're going to teach you, or they're going to let you watch a video, and in the process of watching that video, you will receive $1. And if you join the Telegram group, which is in fact the support group, they'll give you another $1 for just doing that. Of course, if you find it viable, then you can transfer your funds across into the wallet, which is on the USDT Tron network. Okay, so it's a TRC20 network. Very important. There's lots of networks nowadays that we can use. Ethereum's one, Solana's one. There's lots. This is the Tron network. Please make sure you don't make the mistake, because the funds will disappear. Of course, then you can buy your package of either $500 or $1,500, and immediately, if you buy today, you start watching the videos today. So after today, you'd have earned your first $45. And if you have any queries or you need some form of assistance, then please contact the person that invited you so that they can share with you what they suggest they do. I know that your uplines are all connected to somebody else above them. If they don't understand something, they'll go to the next upline, and of course, and eventually they'll get out to either myself or one of my partners or whatever the case might be. But go to somebody who can help you and find that assistance. So that is pretty much the presentation that I have for you today. I hope it made a bit of sense. Tim, I don't know if you want to take it over from here, but I think this is pretty much it for today. I'm going to stop sharing if you don't mind. So, because I know sometimes these videos go for a little bit too long, and then of course it's difficult to send them along the social media channels.
Thanks a lot, Martin. Appreciate that. I'm actually going to hand straight back to Stefan and see if there's any questions that anybody has along those lines.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, that was very detailed. One thing that we did find on the first videos that we looked on Vidilook or about Vidilook was confusion. This was set out very clearly, and also how to actually network properly. Thank you for that. Anybody on here that would like to ask a question to Martin, feel free, put up your hand, unmute, and ask away, or type out in the comments. Krista, you look very worried on your photo as normal. You've got at least 2 questions for us. Shoot.
Stefan, if you don't mind, I've got a question. With regards to setting up your wife and your daughters and your grandkids and whatever else, are there the same common IP address issues with this as what are experienced on other platforms where that would create a conflict?
Alton, that's a great question. I'm really grateful that you answered that, because the company understands that there are multiple users on one IP address. Some of the things that they're suggesting is that when you sign a new person up, that you actually sign them up on their cell phone, because this platform works better when it's on a cell phone. And for the first sign up, that you actually use the mobile data on that cell phone, because they can track the IP address, and they certainly can track the number of that cell phone as well. Not necessarily the number of the cell phone, the telephone number, but I think it's called an IME number or something. But I've had situations where people have come to me and they said, okay, fine, let's register on their phone, and we can't use it because, number one, they don't have data. Okay. The second thing is they just, their phone is so old that there's a little, when you do register, you'll see there's a little emoji that you got to move around. It's like a little dog that you got to move, and so it didn't move. Okay. So we had to then register on my cell phone, and then they could watch the videos. Okay. But the thing that is extremely important is that the company says this is one person, one cell phone, one account. On top of that, the withdrawal address that you have must be different. You cannot have accounts for you, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, and all the dogs and the parrots and everything else, and have it all been sent to one address, because they will flag that and they will block it. Okay, you need to have one address per user. So for most of you who, I don't know what you guys use, but I use the Tron Link account. You can have multiple addresses on the Tron Link account. You can have in the Exodus wallet, you can have 3 profiles. I think in the Trust wallet, you can also have about 3 or 4 profiles. So there's plenty of ways of actually doing it, but you need to make sure that you have a different withdrawal address. As far as the IP addresses, just to move back to that again, I use a VPN on my cell phone and on my laptop. So obviously that also helps. But the company doesn't really have an issue, but I'm not taking that risk. So I'll just use a VPN on my stuff just for safety's sake. When you're dealing in the crypto market, probably not a bad idea to get yourself a VPN anyway. Does that answer your question, Elton?
That does, yeah. Thank you. And their support on Telegram or online, is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's actually quite quick. There's a whole bunch of them. I think there's 4 of them, and you can contact them on support. I did find when I try to link up when I logged onto the app and just, guys, you need to do all the stuff on your cell phone. It just works so much more efficiently, especially when you're watching the videos. If you watch a video on your laptop, which you can do, it takes a lot longer. But on the cell phone, you can actually flick up once the video is finished playing. And of course, the next ad appears. It takes you half the time to watch it. But when I went onto the support group on my cell phone, and I went on it for the first time to link it up to Telegram, it actually wouldn't do it. So what I did was I just copied the username and I searched the username and I just added it in, and that was fine. It worked.
Thanks.
Mark, there's a question in the...
basically,
Sorry, Stefan.
yeah, just Alton, the basics is, like I said, on many of the other things that we're busy with, if you register your wife, you must ask yourself the question, is it your wife or is it your second profile? Important, if you run it as your second profile, on your wife's name is a different device and different wallet addresses. All the ones, Trust Wallet, whatever you use, you have the option that you can open up additional wallet profiles. So that is on that. There's another question here on the comments from Johan. Will it be viable to start with $50, and would you use the same strategy as the 1,500? It will obviously take a bit longer.
Yeah, just to clarify that again, Johan, if you start off with a $50 package, okay, they're going to give you double your money. So you're going to make $100, okay, but you get $1.50 a day. So it takes you about a couple of months to get your money back. The problem is this, is that, let's say for argument's sake, Stefan has signed up on a $1,500 package, okay? Once that $50 package has finished, you now have to buy a $1,500 package. The problem is you've only got $100, okay? So for you to upgrade now to a $1,500 package, you've actually got to go and find another $1,400. So we are, and of course the risk factor is still 33 days or 36 days. So we are saying, where possible, rather start off on a $500 package or a $1,500 package, because otherwise you're going to be snookered. You're going to get the money back after a few days. You still can't do anything. So I hope that answers that question. Obviously, the company is forcing us to get to the bigger packages. That's obviously what they're trying to do.
Johan, if you watch the recording a little bit earlier on in the recording, Martin explains exactly how that works. It's not wrong to start on a small package, but the best option is either the 500 or the 1,500 for various reasons. Watch the whole recording when I post it. It will be up very shortly after the call, and then you'll get more clarity. You can also then ask questions in the group if need to be. We're going to have a weekly call now on Vidilook. I think I scheduled it for Fridays, if I remember correctly. Let me just check. Yeah, every Friday at 3. So all updates and any news and any strategy plans that needs to be discussed will be on the calls. Obviously, in the group, there's huge amount of movement and huge amount of comments. Don't be scared to ask questions there. But anybody else got questions here now that Martin can address, then we'll do it now. Like I said, the recording will be up shortly. The first bit with all the slides that was shown is very clear. It's much more detailed and much more logically set out than the first few presentations I saw Vidilook. I've said to many people, I'm not interested in Vidilook because it's too complex. And actually, it's not that complex. It's very easy to use if you follow the basics, if you follow the guidelines, and if you follow the plan that Martin worked out for the team. Right, any other questions? I think then we covered. Thank you, Martin. That was very informative, very helpful. I'm going to give you and Tim a call. Yeah, tomorrow is also a busy day, but maybe later this afternoon, just the first thing that we need to set up is our leading profile on your side of the lineages, and then obviously from there they build. For the people that's already on the other lineage, that's fine. We carry on both sides. not the end of the world. We will sort out who goes where. Again, I am not shy to say that the guidance that I give you is not mine. I'm not a financial advisor. Martin also don't claim that he's a financial advisor, but we get clear directions how to guide humankind into the right directions to get people into a position where they can rescue themselves. We are not going to rescue you. We're going to assist you to give you the tools to rescue yourself. It may be sometimes in the form of a $50 assistance somewhere, which you will then obviously forward somewhere in the future. But we are here to assist, we are here to guide, and we are here to give you the tools to rescue yourself. All right, if there's nothing else, Martin, do you want to say something in closing, or are you comfortable that you said everything you wanted to share?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. If there's any questions, you're
Good.
welcome to get hold of me. You can either get hold of me through Tim or through Stefan. You're more than welcome to send me a WhatsApp or voice note or whatever. I'm very easy to get hold of. I just sometimes take a bit of time to get back to you because I'm quite busy. But other than that, no, I'm done. And thanks for allowing me on, and
Good.
have a wonderful evening and a fantastic weekend coming up.
Yeah, this is going to be a good week, and there's some good movement going to happen, and then just escalate in future. All right, you can unmute yourself, shout by. Recording will be up. I've got a good signal. Signal is running at 92%. We'll have the recording up before 4:30.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity. Cheers, Stefan. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks again, Martin.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Tim.
Thanks.
Cheers,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you. Cheers.